Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I'm Sovereign. Today we're going to be talking about V-Rising, but just before we go into that, I want to talk about why I've just vanished for the past couple of weeks. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I had to sort out a lot of stuff, and as you can see, I've cut all my bloody dreads off, so they're all just gone now. I couldn't find anyone in England that was willing to help me get them crocheted and sort the roots and stuff out, so it was like a bit of a nightmare. I got tired. It all became one whole dreadlock, eventually started to like mold into one whole thing. So decided to just cut them all off, start again. I usually do it like once every 3 or 4 years anyway. So just get that sorted. And on some really good news, my baby sister has just had her first daughter after years of trying to get it sorted, and the IVF finally started working. So I will put a picture up of, I'll put a picture up on the screen of Isabella, beautiful little girl, perfectly healthy, sitting there at 10 pounds 8 ounces right now. She's just hit a month old, and I've been spending a lot of time with her during the days, helping her out in between, so she doesn't have too much trouble by herself. I know how hard it can be having 2 kids myself. So let's jump over to the Discord, and what we have on the Discord is the announcement of the closed beta, which starts on March 23rd. Now, if you look at the bottom here, I don't know if you can see that properly, but the emails have been sent out for you to get your keys. Make sure to check your emails that you signed up with in previous videos if you have been checking them out. There are other videos that I do have available if you want to find out more information on what V-Rising is, and we will go through and have a look at the trailer later on in the video as well. So if you haven't seen the closed beta trailer, that'll be something to check out. Links for everything will be in the description. You can still sign up for the closed beta for the next one. I don't know if you'll be able to get into this one, but it's definitely something you should check out later. So the emails have been sent out. I haven't checked my email yet. I should probably check my email right now, actually. Give me 1 second. Let me just check my email and see if I actually got an invite or not. Oh, there it is. Fantastic. We got the invite to the actual Stunlock Studios closed beta invitation. Lovely jubbly. So here's your formal invitation to the V-Rising closed beta. You've been randomly selected from our beta list signups to participate in the upcoming closed beta testing. There's a limited amount of keys we have to hand out for this first wave, so be sure to confirm your participation with us immediately if you intend to join. This testing period will be under strict NDA, so I won't be able to make any content on the actual closed beta itself, but I will be able to check out for myself if the game will be worth going to in the future and doing a lot of work on it, because I'm really looking forward to this game. It's in my top 5. It's in my top 2. This and Nightingale that's going to be coming out this year in the survival genre. So I'm hoping that it's going to live up to my expectations, which my expectations are pretty damn high. So we'll have to see how it goes. So we're actually absolutely, it's in big red letters. I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be difficult on there now. It's a bit blurry. Absolutely no streaming, recording, or screenshots of any kind. So I can't share anything with you guys, but I will be securing my testing place. I'm going to do that right now. If you'd like to participate, please register your email address and your confirmation. Please make sure that the email address you include is in the identical to this email address. Otherwise, you may not properly. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to do that quickly, and I'll be right back 2 seconds. And that's all done. Basically, you just go on to that link that is in the email address if you have got the email, and you go and click on the big green letters saying click here to establish yourself. Make sure that you put your actual email address in there that you signed up with, otherwise it will become a bit of a mishmash. Make sure you find out which one you got the email from, and make sure you're using that to actually sign on there and say you're available to do it, and then click the success rate. So let's go and have a look at the actual blog post so we can get some more information on what's been going on. Let me just click over there real quick. And we have got that we're finally starting the V-Rising closed beta, and they are planning 3 test sessions before early access. Our first test begins on March 23rd and focuses on the new player experience, the early game, what it's like to actually get into the game at the beginning, and we're going to be playtesting that to make sure that it's the best experience it can be. And they'll be shaking off the dust of a few thousand untouched coffins and introducing them to the world of Varduran for the first time. So everyone begins on a level playing field. Those who haven't had the opportunity to test the game just yet should start checking your emails soon, as we'll be sending keys out later today as well. The first test will last for 1 week with PvE and PvP servers in North America and Europe. The in-game content will include all 4 regions we plan to feature with early access. Much of this content is still in development and will continue to improve during our road to the early access release, and they'll be inviting 3,000 players to test this time around. So there will be other chances, 2 other chances before the early access to jump in there to see if this is a game that you want to jump in on early access, and to help sort of shape the way for a better game experience from the beginning. But I do say they need to do a bit of sort of like testing to see if there's issues with the connections and stuff like that, and their test times may sort of change, and some things might sort of go throughout the test, but that's any sort of closed beta test. any of these sort of things kind of happen. So, and they have some more information on the future testing. So there will be more testing at the end of April next month, and that will also run for a week. So make sure to try and get into that one if you can. And it will likely include additional content that they've already implemented and working on in the back end, and any quick fixes from this first roll of feedback they'll get from this first test. And there'll be another follow-up test in May. So they're doing March, April, and May for the testing phases before they jump into early access. So we may be looking maybe a June or July early access release if all goes well on these free tests, especially if it's only a month apart. Maybe they'll need a couple of months in between there after the free test to fix a lot of stuff that they want to fix. But I'm hoping that we do actually get a good early access release around summertime. Will be quite decent. And there are some important questions on the website, some FAQ stuff. If you guys want to go and check that out, I will leave a link for this in the description and in the pinned comment for you guys to check out. There's just questions on there that if you missed out, you won't miss out on the first round. There are 2 other rounds to go through. There's obviously no need to pay anything for the closed beta. You just get invited to it. And will you be able to join the following tests if you're already invited to the first test? They'll be reevaluating the testing parameters for each test as they come. So it might mean that they're adjusting who actually gets access in the future testing. So obviously it says that you cannot stream or do any videos on any of this content. So make sure to not do any of that. Otherwise you could get in a little bit of trouble. So I definitely won't be doing that, at least until they allow us to start giving some more information out on it. And there will be no saved content between the tests. So anything that you get done in the first test will not carry over to the second test or the third test. It will be separate individuals, so you will have to level up again on each free test. So that's something that doesn't interest you. Don't waste the slot that could be for someone that does the testing, just if you want to run in. And it's not like you're going to be continuing on like an early access or something like that. So it's definitely not that great if you take up a spot and you're not going to be using it. There's no information out on the early access release date. They will announce it later on, but they think it's closer than you think. So it's going to be June, July. I reckon it's going to be in the summer. We're going to have this game out in early access, which is going to be amazing because I'm really looking forward to this bloody game. And they obviously have all the links to all of their stuff on Steam, their newsletter. If you want to jump on there, I've been signed up to their newsletter since the beginning, getting updated on all their blog stuff. But it's definitely something that will be really nice to have a look at later on. And that's pretty much all we have on the update for this on March 23rd. If you have access, make sure to check your emails. I'm going to put up the closed beta trailer now so you can check that out, or you can check it out in the description or in the pinned comment at the top. You can check this out yourself, but I'll play it on here just in case you don't want to go anywhere else. I want to thank you all for watching. There'll be much more V-Rising content coming up and Nightingale content coming up, because these are the 2 biggest games that I'm looking forward to this year. So if you'd like to see more of that, make sure to subscribe. If you'd like my videos, make sure to throw up a like. If you'd like to support the channel, we do have a Patreon in the description. Thank you all for watching. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.
Help! Vampires! Vampire at the gates!
Spirits, hear me!
I'll show you what we're made of! This is Luminance!
One shot, one kill. You're done.